It's time to once again take a look at the amazing PS4 game deals available right now. We've got 10 awesome deals to go over in this video, so let's just get right into this. Nier Automata for $22. Nier Automata is the follow-up to Nier that was released last generation. That was a very underrated JRPG. Very few were actually expecting to see a follow-up, but Nier Automata came. Don't worry too much if you haven't played the first game, you can still enjoy Nier Automata no problem. And this is a game that just released back in March and we haven't seen too many discounts for it. Typically the lowest you could get it was around that $40 range, but right now on Walmart you can pick up a pre-owned copy of the game for just $22, and that's a fantastic deal. Bioshock the Collection for $25. Bioshock was one of the great new IPs of last generation. Every entry was just great. The first Bioshock game was excellent, Bioshock 2 wasn't as good as the first, but still a really good game, and then Bioshock Infinite was tremendous as well with a new setting. They are just three excellent first-person shooters that are single-player only. Bioshock 2 dabbled a little bit in that multiplayer realm, but you're playing these games for these single-player modes, and they are great. The storytelling, gameplay, art design, it's all on point, and they are just really well-made games. To pick up the collection for $25 at Best Buy or $20 if you're a Gamers Club Unlocked member, that is a great deal.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. There's already a fight. The question is, which side you on?
Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could do with a knife what Picasso did with a brush?
Destiny 2 for $40. Yes, $40 is still steep for Destiny 2, but come on guys, this game just released back in September. To get it for that price is great, and Destiny 2 builds upon what Destiny did well. It's got a ridiculous amount of content, and if we're talking about dollars per hour worth of gameplay, Destiny 2 is one of the best deals that you'll come across. Now it is $50 at Best Buy, but if you're a Gamers Club Unlocked member, which you really should be if you shop at Best Buy, you can get it for just $40, and that's a great deal.
And we've lost.
Our numbers will continue to dwindle. And we can no longer protect ourselves, much less the survivors. We all know what needs to be done.
Horizon Zero Dawn for $22. We mentioned this in the last deals vid, but it's still available and it's such a good deal that we want to mention it again, especially if you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. This should absolutely be in your library. It's the latest game from Guerrilla Games, one of Sony's ace studio. They worked on the Killzone games. They decided to put that aside for the time being and worked on Horizon Zero Dawn, a post-apocalyptic open-world action RPG, and it is a very interesting, very unique game. It's got some really unique gameplay. The storytelling is really good. It's not a perfect game, but Guerrilla has set the foundation for what could be a great franchise. And for just $22 pre-owned at Walmart, it is an absolute must-buy.
You can see what kind of weaknesses they have. Then you can mix and match that with the weapons and the different traps that you can set as well.
The amount of options right now has substantially increased compared to Killzone, but it's still kind of standing on the shoulders of everything we've learned in the Killzone series.
Battlefield 1 for $20. Battlefield has been one of the most iconic first-person shooter franchises for the last decade. They are great first-person shooters, but before Battlefield 1, with Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, the series was getting a bit stale. Battlefield 1 took the franchise to World War I, and that was a very nice change of pace. You still have the great Battlefield gameplay, great technical performance, and the single-player campaign of Battlefield 1 is actually pretty good. Again, it can be completed in 5 to 6 hours, but for the time that it lasts, it's a pretty good experience, and the multiplayer will always keep you coming back. For $20 new at RedBox, this is a really solid pickup.
1 in 1,000 of us, then that future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did. But until that day comes, we will stand. We will look death in the eye, and we will fight.
Mafia III for $20. Mafia has been one of the more underrated franchises, but those that played Mafia 2 know how great of a game it was, and that brought a lot of anticipation in Mafia 3's release last year. Now set in an open world New Orleans, it was shaping up to be a really good game. It did have its issues, but Mafia 3 told a solid story, had some great voice acting, great visuals. While I wouldn't say the title was worth a retail $60, now that it's available for just $20 at Best Buy and $16 if you're a Gamers Club Unlocked member, that is a really good deal. Injustice 2 for $30. We've seen a lot of fighting games over the last few years. Street Fighter V, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. One of the best ones, however, has been Injustice 2. The follow-up to Injustice Gods Among Us was a great game with a great single-player story, and of course the gameplay and multiplayer were as great as ever. There's a lot of replayability to it, visually looked great, and the fan service was on point. For just $30 on Newegg, it is a really good pickup.
One more dead human.
Quiver's not empty yet.
Sometimes it's better to be bad. Battle alongside Guerrilla Grodd Society with Catwoman, Bane, Captain Cold, and other mercenaries.
No wonder Brainiac wants you, dead or alive.
Uncharted: The Lost Legacy for $30. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy retailed for $40, so this isn't much of a discount, but considering the game just released back in late August, this is as good of a price as you're gonna get for a while. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is the standalone expansion to Uncharted 4, and it is more of the same. It's a lot more of the same, to be honest. This doesn't redefine the series in any way, but considering Uncharted 4 is one of the best games of the last decade, that's not really a bad thing. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is a shorter experience, clocking in at around 6 to 7 hours, but considering this is still an Uncharted quality experience and it's just $30, it's still a really good deal.
We need to hurry.
All right!
I can't let Asav get that tusk.
I will incite my civil war. Stamp out the bloodline of the young king. Starting with you.
Razor!
Let's go get our disc.
Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition for $5. Yes, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is on the way, but if you want to play the first game to see how EA and DICE did with that, you can pick up the Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition for just $5. Now, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront had a lot of controversy surrounding it. Many saw the game as a gigantic disappointment, but the main issue with the game was the fact that it was a $60 title, and it was really lacking in content. The fundamentals in Star Wars Battlefront are actually very good. The issue was, as I said, a lack of content. Well, that's not really an issue when you're paying only $5. Now, this is available on PSN, and you do have to be a Plus subscriber, which if you're playing Battlefront, you probably are anyway, and for that price, it's a great deal.
Could change the galaxy forever.
Target lock acquired.
The shield is open. Get to the planet's surface.
And finally, For Honor for $16 on Amazon. For Honor was one of the very unique multiplayer games released this year. Ubisoft has been putting out a couple new IPs, and For Honor stands out as one of the better ones. It's got some great hack and slash gameplay, which is kind of atypical for a multiplayer game. Typically, you see shooters, but For Honor is a very nice change of pace. Visually, it looks really good, and it has very satisfying gameplay. For just $16 on Amazon, now is the time to check out For Honor if you haven't.
The poleaxe. Pray that you do not need them. And when they arrive, pray that you increase.
A warrior order who have made a deal with the gods. Each one can earn.
So that wraps up 10 amazing PS4 game deals available right now. What do you think? Are you picking any of these up? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.